Bravo.
You want to know what his state of mind was like then? Utter distress. Not only was that relationship doomed, but here was a man who, up until now, could do no wrong in Vienna, with a secret that could destroy all that. He began to avoid his friends. He stopped coming out in company. People thought he was downright rude. Not many of us knew the reason why.
He left Vienna for a few months. I was worried. I tried to keep his business going for him back here, to give him a chance to relax. I think he pinned his hopes on the peace and quiet of the countryside, and the possibility that there must be something that could cure him.
Beethoven travelled to a small village called Heiligenstadt outside Vienna. The move was to change everything, but not in a way he could have imagined.
So, the poultices, the baths, the infusions, none of them have worked. Now you're telling me there may be no cure. You people who think or say that I am hostile, stubborn, or misanthropic, how greatly you wrong me. You have no idea of the secret reason which makes me seem that way to you. I would have ended my life. It was only my art that held me back. I couldn't possibly leave the world until I had brought forth everything I felt was in me. Any idea I had that by coming here I would be cured, I must now give that up. As the autumn leaves fall and wither, so does my hope. Oh God, grant me at least but one day of pure joy. It's been so long since any real joy echoed in my heart.
The long document that Beethoven wrote in Heiligenstadt, a letter to his brothers that flirted with the idea of suicide, was never sent. But in this letter, Beethoven had created a metaphor for his own heroism, death, and rebirth. Bidding farewell to his old self, Beethoven embarked upon what he called his new way. And on his return to Vienna, he composed his most radical work to date, a symphony which he intended to dedicate to his political hero, Napoleon. But when Napoleon declared himself Emperor of France, Beethoven, feeling betrayed, withdrew the dedication. And he turned the symphony into what you might say is the story of his own heroic struggle.
I was bound to be misunderstood, and I had to live alone, like someone who'd been banished. But now all this I've resolved to overcome.
Significantly, he gave this symphony a title, Eroica. This was his passionate and defiant response to crisis. In its scale, ambition and complexity, the Eroica Symphony was a huge leap forward for Beethoven, immediately eclipsing the achievements of the second. He's demanding that the world perceive him as a true artistic hero, albeit a flawed one.
He wrote to us that every day was bringing him closer to his goal. A goal he couldn't describe, but he could feel. "You'll see," he said. "I will be happy again. As happy as this world allows me to be."
Resigned to his fate, he wrote, "Let my deafness no longer be a secret, even in art." After Eroica, Beethoven would create music of previously unimagined scale and brilliance.